Thanks so much, Mark. And of course, safety is key, especially as we do have our storm hunters traveling throughout the United States. So certainly some wise advice there. As for us here in Toronto, overnight temperatures 9 degrees. So a little bit on the cool side, but after the day Southern Ontario had, really not too bad.
You know, today was absolutely a perfect day. It started off really nice, clear skies, clouds built in into the afternoon, but basically that was about it. We got up to about 23 degrees, just over 23 degrees in the GTA, a nice mild day for us.
Certainly, it's finally the time where we can dust off the sandals and the shorts. I saw so many people out on bicycles getting involved in the outdoor activities, and I certainly feel after the winter and the sprinter that we've had, it's well overdue.
Certainly so. And you know what, as we continue in through tomorrow, as a matter of fact, the rest of this evening, we have the risk for potentially seeing some thunder showers across parts of the region. We had them earlier in the afternoon across eastern Ontario. That risk is now shifting in through southern Quebec, but they should be mainly non-severe in nature.
Seems like all the weather excitement for those of us in Ontario has dissipated, and luckily we're looking at a really calm day coming up tomorrow.
Certainly looking forward to it, especially getting out in the garden.
Absolutely. We go from phenomenal types of fog to a little description. Nadine, you were telling me this is kind of how you feel like waking up in the morning.
Yes, you know, in the morning, your brain feels like it's in a bit of a fog. It takes me a couple of hours before I feel fully alive.
Well, you're certainly not the only one. The good thing, though, for those of us in southern Ontario, some really great temperatures to enjoy Saturday. Downtown Toronto got to 23.5 degrees, and throughout southern Ontario, some really nice warm temperatures.
And if you love Saturday, you are going to love Sunday even more. Through the overnight temperatures into the double digits. Look how warm it is across northern Ontario as we head through the day on Sunday, and a lot of that warm weather we will enjoy here as well.
Absolutely. It's really that time you get out and enjoy those outdoor activities. Perhaps
toe in the water and realize, oh my God, my toe is still frozen. What's going on here? Single digit temperatures on the lake, so these temperatures are a little bit too cool for comfort.
kind of reminiscent of the polar bear dip. Now, we did mention, Nadine, just up in northwestern Ontario, they're in that warm sector, and then we have the cold front that's sliding through for the remainder of the weekend. So some instability, risk of thunder showers involved in that as well.
Yeah, certainly. But at least for us, we are nice and clear in Barrie overnight. Clear skies. We're looking at 8 degrees, so a little bit cool, but we are warming up nicely in through Sunday.
Now, one area that we did see active weather throughout the day, and we're still keeping an eye on a non-severe isolated thunderstorm risk throughout Ottawa, areas around Montreal. So just be mindful of that.
And speaking of risk for thunderstorms, stateside, the risk for severe weather, it's a slight risk down toward the Texas area for the remainder of Saturday.
And we actually have our very own storm hunters, Jacqueline and Mark. They are out traveling throughout the United States, and they'll have details on their active weather they're experiencing next. We actually have our first named storm of the Pacific season, Hurricane Amanda.
Yeah, the good news with this one at least is that it is not expected to affect land.
It is going to be intensifying, though. Throughout the weekend, they're actually expecting that it could reach a Category 3 all said and done.
Now, getting back to the story here at home, it's been a fantastic weekend. It's been nice and warm, but then you head to the beach, you dip your toe in the water, and you said, oh, what's going on? A little bit too cool for comfort with temperatures of the water into the single digits.
Now we head around the globe to Turkey.
Situation myself, I've experienced earthquakes in excess of a magnitude 6, and it is very frightening. You never know how long it's going to last, but that's some good news there.
For sure, and it's really, you never really know when to expect it. Now we do have our storm hunters, Mark and Jacqueline. They have been traveling throughout the United States, and they've been making quite a journey. We actually find them today in because as we get into the storm season, you find a lot of you want to get out there, be a part of the action, but it's really important to do so safely. And if you're not an expert, to get indoors if you're in unsafe conditions.
And leave the chasing to the professionals like Jacqueline and Mark. Continuing for the rest of today's stateside, that risk for severe weather, it's a slight risk, and again, it's mainly down toward Texas, where Jacqueline and Mark have been traveling through the weekend.
Now for Ontario, we saw some thunderstorms today through eastern Ontario into Quebec. As for what we're looking at throughout the rest of the weekend, we have this lovely high pressure holding in place for southern Ontario, but some unsettled conditions to the northwest.
Yes, certainly. So there's even the risk for some non-severe thunder showers, isolated severe through most of northern Ontario.